So first I like to apply a color correcting BB cream. In my case, I use a green base because I have a very red based skin tone, so this helps to neutralize the red tones in my skin that I like to kind of neutralize. Next, I like to put on a color correcting concealer. I use a yellow because I have some dark circles under my eyes, so to get rid of those, the yellow kind of helps to neutralize it. I put it in a triangular shape underneath my eyes, fill in the triangle, and then you'll proceed to see me blend it in with a damp beauty blender. I blend all of my liquid products in with a damp beauty blender. Now you'll see me putting it on the center parts of my face, like under my nose, on my nose, and on my chin to help even that out. Of course, now I have to blend. Okay, so I had some trouble getting out my foundation, so it took me a very long time. But I like to use a matte foundation. I use the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and I absolutely love it once you can finally get it out of the bottle. I like pumps, but this one's worth the shaking, I suppose. It's a great foundation. It's really good because it's lightweight, but you can build it up to a nice full coverage. Again, I'm blending that in with a damp beauty blender, which is what I always like to use. This is me adding a little bit more to my hand because I needed some more. I put it everywhere, and you'll see me blending it down onto my neck so that I don't have that stereotypical line, like that's where my face starts. Next, I use a cream concealer. I use the one from NYX, but you can use any cream concealer. This is me finding my brush. I put it on under my eyes once again in the triangular motion, and then fill in the triangle. Of course, it looks absolutely flawless like this. And then I put it on my eyelids to use as an eye primer as opposed to an expensive primer. I put it on the center parts of my face again to help even out that highlight. And I actually put some where you see me putting it on my face right there to do some slight like contouring. Because I don't get too aggressive with my bronzer because I have such a red skin tone, but that kind of helps, I feel like, define my face. And I also have some redness down there, so that helps to neutralize that. Once again, I'm blending with my damp beauty blender. It comes in handy. I like to use patting motions as opposed to swiping motions. Next, I'm going to set everything, and I only set with a powder until once I'm sure that I'm completely done with liquids, because you shouldn't use liquids after you use a powder. I'm going to set all over so I don't have any creasing. I like to use this powder because it has some coverage as well, and I like to get as much coverage as I can without it being too much. Once again, I'll remember to blend it down onto my neck so that all of my skin tone is completely even and it's not very noticeable that I'm wearing makeup. Past the point that I want it to be noticeable, of course, because I do want people to notice that I'm wearing makeup. Next, I'll zoom you in and we'll move on to my eyes. Now, I did a horrible job at staying in the shot on these, so I'm really sorry. I promise I'll get better at that. That's me focusing the camera. So I start out with a neutral shadow as my base and a flat brush to blend that in. I use an Eco Tools brush, and I use a whitish shadow because I have very, very light eyelids, and that's kind of another step in setting the concealer that I put on my eyes so that it doesn't crease, and putting down a powder so that everything blends out nice and easily. Next, I'll move on to the outer V of my eyes with a darker gray shade. I'm using an e.l.f. brush. like I said, I'm going to be horrible at staying in the shot, but I promise I'll get better. I don't have a viewfinder right now, so that made things pretty difficult. I need to get an HDMI cord to hook it up to my laptop so I can see what I'm doing, but I'm putting the gray shade in the outer V of my eye and then blending it a little bit into my crease. Right now it looks very harsh because I'm laying down the color and I also have some pretty extreme lighting, but I'm going to blend it out with, as you'll see, a lighter brown shade in a second with a fluffy brush. So I'm putting that on both eyes and I'm really focusing on the outer V of that eye. I don't want it to come in too far, otherwise it'll have the opposite effect that I want and make my eye look smaller. This is me now using a light brown shade from that neutral palette to really blend that into my crease, but staying up in the crease and not dragging it down onto my eyelid because I want it to open up my eyes and not completely close them. With the dark color on my eyelid, it'll really make your eyes look a little bit smaller unless you take efforts to make it look bigger. And I'm just really focusing on having like big eyes with a nice blown out look. So I like to use a very large fluffy brush just because I feel like this allows me to really blow everything out so that it's not super concentrated. So I'll just touch that up and blend, blend, blend. Again, I'm staying really up in that crease, but I don't want to get all the way up to the eyebrow. Wiping away some fallout. Next we'll move on to put a nice light shimmery shadow on the inner corner of my eye, which is, oh wait, right now I'm putting the gray back over because blending it out really helped thin out the color, which is good, but I wanted a little more intense, so I'm gonna replace that gray color again, and now that everything's nice and blended, it'll look more seamless. I just wanted to restore some of that pigment that we lost in the blending process. Now I'm gonna put a nice light shimmery shadow on the inner corner of my eyes to once again really open them up and drag that across my lid to help blend it out to the darker gray color, so it has a really nice, like I said, blown out effect. Now on my left eye, I'm kind of re-blending it out. I got a little bit too much pigment when I restored that gray color, so I just wanted to blow it out once more. The other eye looked good, so I didn't really have to do it on the other eye. Wipe away some fallout. Alright, now I'm going to tightline. I use a Kajal, I don't know how to pronounce that. I use that on my waterline. It's black, it's from NYC. I forget how much it was, but I know it was less than $5. And it's so great. It stays in my waterline for a really long period of time. And I just really like that to kind of intensify my look just a little bit more and really emphasize my eyes. Sometimes I'll set it with a black eyeshadow if I really want an intense look. On this specific look, I didn't do that, but sometimes I'll do that if I really want it to stand out. Now I'm just using a mascara and staying true to my budget-friendly makeup look. This is a sample of mascara that cost me $0. It's actually a nice mascara, so I feel like I came out on top on that one. I'll move the wand in kind of a circular motion in my hand and like blink down, and that's kind of how I apply my mascara so that it doesn't clump up. I feel like it really helps me to get every individual hair from the root to the tip and not have to worry about super intense clumping, because I absolutely hate like that spiderwebby look. So I'm gonna get my upper lashes and my lower lashes. Sometimes I don't do my lower lashes because I was blessed with long eyelashes, so sometimes doing my lower lashes makes me look crazy, but in this case it did not. Now I'm just putting on a nice neutral lipstick. I think this one is from NYX. And you're done. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to leave a comment for a request or anything like that, or share how you do your makeup looks, I'll do my best to look at the comments. And thank you again for watching.